What would you do if money didn't matter?
If you're willing to do it and money's no matter, you can become so good at it that you will get paid at the highest level of it. If you're doing it as a hobby, get out. It's a waste of time. Most people at the end of their careers and the thing that they've devoted to are just like, I'm just waiting to get out. I'm waiting for the
and I want to keep
final
trying
check.
to drag this out of both of you is, all right, you're 35, right? You're in a profession right now that you've been chasing and it was something that you thought you wanted. You might be a lawyer, a doctor, whatever it might be. And you actually don't like anything that you're doing.
Yeah,
right?
God.
You don't like it. Like, you're miserable going to work every day. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. What are the conversations? How do you start building the roadmap to get back to a place where, all right, I'm happy in work? Because I think the expectation that you're going to pick something that you do at 22 and it's going to fulfill you and satisfy you for the next 40 years of your life is impractical.
Yep.
So
Very
I just had a
impractical,
conversation
right.
with an entrepreneur, a guy that I knew years ago, built a very successful business and sold it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just reached out to check in with him. And he was like, I asked him the question, I go, what's motivating you these days? And he said, I'm having a struggle, and he was like, this is this. And he was giving me a State of the Union and we went round and round. We're ultimately going to have a call, but I asked him a question and he said, oh, that's the best question that anybody's asked me. And I said to him, what would you do if money didn't matter? And he was like, ooh, that one got in there. That one is like, I don't know. Because he was telling me, oh, the market's down, so it's not good for investing. I go, forget any of that stuff. What would you do? This guy at 27 years old would do it because he did it without getting paid.
Right.
And it didn't matter.
Right.
Now he's going to get paid. Okay, that's nice.
I love that because I didn't leave because I wasn't going to get paid. Like, the first job I was going to get was $15,000.
Right.
I think I came home, my first job and on the ball was $30,000. Like, I was leaving because I didn't want to continuously put in years to something that wasn't going to serve me. Eventually, that I knew that
Which is highly mature, I got to tell you.
Right.
It's like,
So
as amazing as it was.
So the answer the dad's giving, which I think is the best one, is what would you do if money didn't matter? That's a great question to ask yourself. Why is that a great question to ask yourself? Because if you're willing to do it and money's no matter, you can become so good at it that you will get paid at the highest level of it.
it comes.
Right.
It comes afterwards. I love what I do. I love who I do it with. I love when I do it. It's, were there times I didn't? Of course. Is there times that this guy was in a slump and said, I hate that, but overall passion for something, drives you.
passion for the process, not the results.
Yeah, right.
Well, and so that to me is like, okay, so the next question is, right? If money didn't matter, what would I do? Okay, I know I see that thing. I think the next question then has to be, what do I have to do to be the very best at that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if you're not doing it, if you're doing it as a hobby, get out. It's a waste of time.
Well,
right?
Well, that's Tom Brady.
Keep whatever else you're doing and go get your hobby.
Tom Brady got to a point where they were going to pay him. It didn't matter the money anymore. I can't perform at that level, so I don't want to do it anymore because, I wish there were more people who took, and said, hey, it's time for me to get out.
Because everything has a sacrifice.
Right.
So whatever the cost of doing that thing is at the highest level, if you're willing to do it, great, you found it, go run sprint as fast as you can towards that. If you're not willing to do that, then you have to keep searching. Because I think it really is, like, we talk about this in sales, right? If you don't love the hunt and the conversation dance, get out. Because that's 90% of what you have to do every day.
And most people that get in the sales game, it's really the last stop for them.
Right.
They've tried everything else and they go, oh, well, I'll just go into sales. I mean,
You're getting mowed over there too.
I love Rocco, you know, when he gets up in front of his salespeople and says, hey, how many of you thought you'd be a car salesperson at this point? And nobody raises their hand, you know? So, you know, when you do things out of desperation, or that's where you found yourself, this guy that you're talking about coaching, that's all he knows.
All he knows.
Yeah. It's
and
like,
I was so afraid
God,
of that at 32. I was so deathly afraid of that at 32. I was like, oh my God.
Me. You know, I am dealing right now with a lot of CEOs that have gas in the tank, but don't want to do what they've done their whole career. They want to try something new. So that transition is crazy.
It's a lot about growing up is your exposure to different things.
Right.
And I think it's so evident that us as a culture don't expose people. You end up in a system, you study math, science, and writing, and then you go to college.
Right.
And in 2 years, you got to figure out what you have to do. And if you're not really smart, then your options are incredibly less. You're in sales, you're in marketing, you're in whatever those roles are. And so building that muscle, or if you see the baseball player who's going to hang around till 29 because there's nothing, and I know football players who are still chasing a dream that I'm like, it's over.
Dude, get out, please.
Over.
Put us all out of it.
And it's almost sad to watch because they don't think that they can do anything.